بكم من جديد مع برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج رؤيتي. كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات، قصة نجاح أتتنا من الهند إلى الإمارات منذ عام 1985. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We are so lucky to be here with you in your company. Our team said to you, welcome in our program, and we would like to know about yourself when you come to this country at the first time and what you are doing at this moment.
My name is Achilles Dmello, and I'm running this company Sigma Technical Services, and I'm from India, from Goa particularly, and enjoying each and every moment of my time here in the UAE.
1985, the first time you come to this country. How it done?
Oh wow, it's a long story. 1985, the things were so, I could see sand all over.
Yes.
Okay, I could see sand all over, but it was a good beginning. I was brought to this country by my uncle, who I'm blessed with. He's no more there with us, but he brought me to this company and giving me one vision in mind, saying, you will have to struggle on your own. I'm not there to back you up. And that's what made me to be a strong person, and I'm up to this day, at this moment of time, what I'm running this company. But it was a tough life at the beginning. No doubt I was working with a British company, and then later on moved on to start this business in 91.
5 years with real estate, right?
Absolutely.
So I will talk about the first time you come to this country. I think it was totally desert, right?
Yes, it was totally desert. We were working with this company in MEP, and we had only about 100 villas and prestigious villas, the Lincoln villas. And we were working with this company, we were teamed up with Clutton's, which was the great real estate company at that time.
Yes.
And the prices of this villas was so less than what you compared now. It was about 60,000 dirhams, okay, for the best villa. And people had to sign contracts for 3 years. So we were only about 5 people looking after 100 villas. And we were so proud in managing it well.
To be in this community and you see how it's fast the growth. We are talking about 1990 until this moment, so I cannot count how many projects it's happening. So tell me how you feel this growth, how it was, how you can be with this fast.
Oh, wow. First of all, I would like to thank the leaders of this country.
Yes.
Okay, they are the pioneers, they are the great leaders. Sheikh, His Highness the late Sheikh Zayed Al Nahyan, as well as even late Sheikh Rashid Al Maktoum. And these guys in this, sheikhs have passed on their legacy to their sons,
Yes.
who in turn are now turning that desert into the modern world of today, which I'm so proud of, which is so great. I've seen the complete transformation from the time of when there was sand, where I can see high-rise towers on the Sheikh Zayed Road. In front, we could see only the Rostamani building and the trade center, which we could see from far away. Now you cannot see them anymore, but it's a great transformation. The great infrastructure which has taken place. And that is done only by these leaders, not by looking at themselves, not taking care about themselves, but they are looking at the expatriates and the locals who are living here. They are looking for their further enrichment in life.
Cafeteria or a small restaurant in Satwa, it was our first meeting room before we start Sigma.
Oh yeah, that's a long story again. Since I left this real estate maintenance company, and I was told to look out for a job. So what we did was, I started hanging around looking. I was still working at that time, but then I went to a Satwa restaurant and I started having my dinner. And there was this guy who came up to me out of nowhere. And I feel that it is God sent, okay? Because it is something like a time where we wanted to change. We wanted to have a different view of things, not to stay in the same place where we were. And since my uncle was trying to leave the country, I told him, okay, let's move on to starting a business. And this guy comes up to me and he tells me, okay, Archie, would you like to start a business? I'm not a businessman. At that time, I was not a businessman. And then
worker.
Pardon?
But you are hard work.
Yes, absolutely. I believed in hard work. Okay, and then I told my uncle, okay, this guy is coming up who's going to give me a sponsor, who's going to give me a car, who's going to give me a shop. Everything is found. And he said, okay, let's go for it. He was a little shaky. He was not very keen, but still then. This guy, the next day, he comes up and he takes me to the sponsor. Everything is finalized, everything is done. The shop is in Marwan's name. Now, it was a rickety shop. It was an old pickup. But everyone has to start from the very low key.
Sure.
Okay, nothing comes up in big things. Okay,
With
so
AC maintenance.
it was AC maintenance, definitely. And you know, in those times, people all had window ACs. It was a tough job. We were building our muscles up. And I and my uncle, what we did was we just went up to people's houses, picked up the ACs, brought them down at the pickup, getting it to the workshop, servicing them and putting them back in the evening. This is what we used to earn. It was tough. It was hard. But we started building up our clientele. And when we started building up our client, we brought one guy on the team. And he came and he was a great help to us. Once we got that, automatically the company which I was working for before, that is Clutton's, I was introduced to the Sarja team, who in turn started calling us to give us one job in their villas.
Yeah.
Now see how things take place. You know, it's not, we have not given a flyer, we have not given an advertisement. I feel that God is a salesman here.
It's word of mouth.
Absolutely. So we got the first job, we did the job, we got it done well. After that, we got 100 villas in Sarja. So we were looking after 100 villas in Sarja and 2 buildings. So that's how we started. Still, we kept the AC work going on. Okay. So it was hard. We used to work like from morning 8, come back in the evening at 6, and again from maybe 7:30 till 9:30, because we had our sponsors' buildings in Satwa as well, which we had to look after. So business was good at that time. It was tough again. Money was not rolling in as it was supposed to be rolled. But when things are getting tough, you become tougher of how to move forward in life. So that's how we started moving on, and then it came up to this position of changing the name from air conditioning to a building maintenance company, and from a building maintenance company to what it is now as Sigma Technical Services.
When Sigma started, which year?
It started in 1995.
1995.
Yes.
Now when I talk about 1995, it was in UAE start booming that areas.
Absolutely.
So the challenge, it was so high.
Yes. The work was constant for us. This is one thing what was nice. The work was constant for us. We never had any ups and downs. Even during that time of recession where it was on 2008 or 2009, there was some recession. We were affected maybe for 10 days or so, something like that. But we knew that, okay, it's going to pass off and we are going to get back into business. Because in maintenance, people do a lot of things which we are called for. So someone would break something, someone would need some painting done, someone would need some air conditioning not working. So we had to be called. And we had our clientele already based. So we were being called on those places.
Well, most of the people, they are saying about 2008, 2009, it was a crisis, but you didn't mention the crisis. That's a vision of our leaders. That's to say, to talk about the challenge. On the challenge, even if there is a crisis, we will never say crisis. We will say a challenge. You are right.
That's what I meant to say. So it was not a crisis for us actually. Yeah. It was just a moving on forward. It was a phase in one's life. There is a phase where there is ups and downs. So at that point of time, probably for a little while we were a little bit down. But still then, we carried on, and I think we were well during that time.
We are living in multicultural country, so it makes the work more harder or more unique, or the experience?
Oh, it's a wonderful experience to have a multicultural. Because when you have more people here of different nationalities, you're getting your clientele more wider, you know. So it's great to have multicultural people here in this country.
When you open your business, you was married or no?
When I opened the business, no, I was not married. I went through a lot of difficulties. I got married a little later.
Yeah.
But after marriage, I stopped my work. Before marriage, I was doing work by myself, means holding a toolbox and going around. But after marriage, I stopped my toolbox, carrying my toolbox. So
you have a time for your family, it was?
No, still then it was tough going home late. There was issues where the wife gets a little bit angry, but then that is all in the game. Okay, that's all in the game. But as they say, you know, when you enter the tunnel, on the other side of the tunnel there is light.
Sure.
So that is the time where one enjoys life.
Around 30 years, after 30 years now, we will talk about the company that is still running, even what's happening in the market. Corona coming and change many things. I think Corona, it was a good sign for your company or bad sign?
No, I think it was not a good sign and not a bad sign also. We could know that people were suffering in the market. But I could say so for us, it was like, again, like the 2008. It was just a certain amount of time where the people were a little bit fearful, feared about the Corona, you know. And everyone was, I think so at that time, everyone was. So people were afraid, people were staying at home. So people were afraid, the clientele of ours were afraid to call people into their houses in order that not to have an infection. So that's the only time I think where we had a little bit of a pause down. But we had calls coming in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Before the interview, I was talking to one of your employees. She said to me about the relation, it's very strong and she liked the company. How you build this relation between you and
Well, as I said, you know, the most important part of your business is having a relationship with your clients. And not only having it with the clients, is also having a relationship with your team members and your office mate.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you are keeping them happy, I know that my production will be well.
Sure.
Okay, whatever it may be, even the boys, wherever they are staying, they are given it's not pushed up in a rough accommodation or something like that. They are given a decent accommodation to stay. So they are all well taken care of. Okay.
To be in construction or between a main contract and subcontract and consultant and resident and everyone, so it's hard to let all this part to accept your product or to let them be happy. But our business, it must make everyone happy. How you can manage these people around you?
I think it's easy.
How?
It's basically you're having a rapport. You don't treat your client as a client. You treat a client as a friend. And there are so many clients who come to us like for advice, in the sense they just come and they say, okay, Archie, where could I get this, or where can you help me on this? Give me your opinion about whether this can be done like this, or whether it can be done like that. So there are a lot of clients who are coming up to me and asking me for like consultancy. But this is all done free of cost, because it is your rapport with you and your client. This is very, very, very important. So when you feel like you're making them feel like home, you don't have to have an issue of having to deal with your clients. The main thing is the long bonding relationship, because whenever I start a work, I first tell them, this is something not a short term. I'm not giving you a price where I want to cut your neck.
Yes.
I'm giving you a price where you will come and call me for years, and I can be proud of things like this. Even after 5 years, the expatriate has left and gone. They have come back and they have called me.
Wow.
So this is all, it's something extraordinary.
It's hard to be number one, but the hardest to stay on the same level. This is honest what he mentioned in his book. How we can be always in the top.
Thing is a process. You can never be right up on the top first. Okay. It's a process. It's a long-term process, and it's a learning process up to the time when someone can tell you that you're on the top. But it's still a long way. I still have to build up. Still have to build up your character, still have to build up your clientele, still have to build up that thing with our clients, you know. It's never that you're number one, okay? You still have to climb up that ladder. You still have to climb up that ladder.
Behind a businessman, a woman.
Yes.
What you will say for this woman?
Oh, she's a driving force. She's a driving force, and she keeps me on my edge every time, and always reminds me on things, on what needs to be done, and gives me a guidance here and there of what needs to be done. In fact, I just told her about this particular interview, and she was saying, okay, you know, God has given the opportunity to do this, so think well, say what you have to say well. So I'm proud of her.
And for sure she's proud of you, because when I talk about the company, it's still running during Corona and after Corona, and he keep his employees with him. And the first employee keep with you more than 19 years working. Right?
Oh yeah.
And now we are going to Expo.
Yeah.
What Expo will affect your business?
As I say, people come in for the Expo, the villas will start filling up. And once the villas start filling up, there is work coming out of those villas. They are not going to be
maintenance thing.
Absolutely. There is nothing what is going to stop. So slowly.
Sigma only covering Dubai or all UAE?
No, I prefer to cover up only Dubai and maybe Sharjah.
Maybe Sharjah.
Yeah, I'm getting opportunities in Abu Dhabi, but it's too far for me to go.
When I talk about the people who support us in our life, so I will ask you about who built this character, who built your name, who built this person that I sit with now.
I believe I give all thanks to God for doing that for me.
Yes.
There is nothing else what I can say. I've been like this from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I care for others. I feel for others. And I think so that makes me a unique person in my life.
When I talk about the newcomer that they are coming here as a businessman or employee looking for a work, they need the advice from the people who have fair enough experience in this community.
Yep.
What do you advise these people?
Oh wow. You have to plan first what you're putting your hand into. Always do not think that when you open a business, you want to become rich in 10 days.
True.
Okay? Don't read books which says how to become rich in 10 days. Because the guy who becomes rich is the guy who sells the book, because you're buying books. But I would say that, have a vision, think what you're putting your hand into. Even if there are losses at first, don't care for them. Move forward. Because when God opens the door, if one door is closed, God opens another 5 doors for you to open. Okay, but you have to be on the right path. If you're on the right path, everything will move smoothly. If you're on a rough trail, you have to bear the consequences.
UAE is peace and safe country. When I talk about this country, I will talk about the vision of Sheikh Zayed and Sheikh Rashid. Their vision, let us reach for this way. The son of Zayed, they make UAE number 1 in the world. Peace and safe, more than 200 different nationalities. All of us seem like one nationality under Emirati nationality. What we have to say for UAE leaders and government for this peace and safe country?
Oh, I would applaud these leaders. They have gone a long way up. They have gone up in technology. They have gone up in various fields to make this country safe. That's why we call it our country. Okay, I've been living here for so many years. I have had no difficulties at all. Everything is moving smoothly. Everything is going well. We enjoyed life first when there was no traffic on the road, and we're enjoying life now when it is full of traffic.
Yeah.
But this country is absolutely safe, absolutely, it's hassle-free. And these leaders have worked a lot, and they are striving even up to this day. I've seen on the papers, they are doing things for the country which will make it safe. And that's why all people and all expatriates love to come to this country.
Finally, we will say for you, thank you to spending your time with our team, and welcome again in our program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me on your production, and I hope this will entice the new business people for whatever to endure them, and I pray that they will be successful in their lives.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.